This is the BMW M4 CSL, an alleged lightweight, more aggressive variant than the M4 competition. For BMW to put a CSL badge on this car must mean it's something special. The last production car to wear the CSL badge was an E46 M3 CSL, and once you got round the fact that the SMG gearbox was its only real Achilles heel, it was arguably one of BMW's greatest cars. So will this M4 CSL live up to the brand's image of what a CSL badge wearing BMW should be like? Well, let's take a closer look. The M4 CSL comes with the S58 3-litre 6-cylinder twin turbocharged engine. It produces 540 brake horsepower, that's 40 more than the M4 competition. It has 479 foot-pounds of torque. 0 to 62 miles per hour is delivered in 3.6 seconds, and it'll do a top speed of 191 miles per hour. It runs an 8-speed automatic transmission. The car is 100 kilos lighter than the M4 competition, and BMW really want you to know it's CSL, as it has an awful lot of CSL branding. Its styling is bold and aggressive. The CSL front grille, in my opinion, works well on this car. Couple that with the red stripes around the grille, the exposed carbon bonnet and the front splitter, the grille isn't something that you can't get your eyes off, and it feels like it's meant to be there, whereas on the standard M4 and M3 it feels like there's a lot more slats, and for me it's still a little bit of an eyesore. The M4 CSL, however, comes with no rear seats, a ducktail spoiler, carbon ceramics, and to finish it off, it's in a lovely frozen grey paint. It's fair to say the styling is on point, but I would say that as with other cars, I like cars that are a bit out there. This certainly draws attention wherever it goes. The other thing that draws attention to the M4 CSL is its price. This car costs £130,000. But what is the M4 CSL like to drive? Well, you're about to join me on my monthly meet, my Caffeine in the Machine run from Beaconsfield down to Caffeine in the Machine. I do it once a month. Make sure to check out the link in the description below for all my details for my Roadster app meets. And also make sure to check out their app. It's really good. It's like Forza Horizon in real life, and they've recently added an Apple CarPlay feature, so you can select runs, photo shoots, event locations, all direct from your Apple CarPlay interface. It is awesome. Let's see what the car's like to drive.
The M4 CSL definitely isn't cheap, but my word, does it sound good with all of this reduced sound deadening, the fact that we've got no rear seats, the fact that we've got the titanium exhaust. Just listen to it. Oh, it has a little purr to it. I do like that. And of course there is a bit of enhanced cabin noise in here, but nowhere near as much as you would think. There's a lot more natural noise to the CSL. Now, does all of this additional cost give you a whole load of additional stuff? Well, look, the M4 CSL does give you stiffer engine mounts. It gives you lower suspension, about 8mm to kind of be precise. It gives you obviously all the carbon tunnel, the aluminium chassis and all the other jazz, not to mention the additional trickery such as your carbon mirrors, your carbon splitters. My word, at 540 brake horsepower, 480 foot-pound of torque, does this thing move? 0 to 62 in just 3.6 seconds, as I said earlier on. That is quick. And also bear in mind that this car, if you buy it, it comes with Michelin Cup 2R, super sticky rubber. Obviously for the UK, very seasonal. Right now I'm on Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 4S, Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. They don't do Cup 4s. The grip that this car gives you, particularly on a nice warm day like today, even though it is full rear-wheel drive, is pretty awesome. Now let's talk about its weight, because you know it's a CSL, and let's be honest, the last CSL car to wear this iconic badge was the M3 CSL, a car that I've driven, a car that I'm very fond of. Effectively what we've got is we have 100 kilos less than the standard M4 comp. Does that make a huge difference? I think I can feel it. It's not massive amount. If you compare its weight class now, it's about 1650 kilograms. It's still 200 off the Porsche 911 GT3, so the GT3 is still more lighter on its feet. The Giulia GT-AM, it comes in at kind of like a similar weight category, and I think those three cars could be quite matched, although I think the GT3 is still in a bit of a league of its own. But I don't want to take anything away from this car, because it is absolutely superb. I absolutely love this thing. I really, really do. I mean, I really like the noise it makes. And of course, with that stiffer suspension, the car handles well. That front end, that front nose, you can really point and shoot. The steering that you would get in this car is very, very nice. Now, of course, with the BMW setup, you get loads of different driving modes. You get 10-stage traction, you get different modes for the engine, you get different modes of the brakes and the steering. You can have sport brakes, sport steering. And actually, what I quite find I enjoy more is comfort steering and sport plus everything. I find the steering is quite nice, it's a little bit light, and the steering wheel itself is quite padded. It is quite padded. I prefer a thinner wheel personally. Brakes, hard anchors, turning, beautiful. That front end, oh look at that. Oh, that is just a delight. And it does give you confidence, it really, really does. It gives you really good confidence pushing out of corners. Now imagine you're on Cup 2Rs. The stickiness that you get from this, those tyres will be insane. But the impressive thing with this car, 40 more horsepower than the old the M4. The torque range from 2,500 all the way up. It's very, very nice. You get all of that power accessible in almost every gear, whereas something like the GT3, you have to really wring its neck. That said, this car isn't perfect. Below that 2,500 RPM, it is a little laggy. That 3-litre S58 engine, until the boost really kicks in, it's a little laggy. But look, overall as a driving package, I think this is absolutely sublime. I really do. And the best part about it for me, I love its styling. It's different. You don't see many of these. It just looks quite ASBO, and ASBO fits me as a driver very well. I think it just looks out there, it looks cool. Yeah, what a thing. What a thing.
BMW have done a good job at keeping a lot of the creature comforts in the CSL. It still has operating system 7, Apple CarPlay, heated seats, wireless charging, and pretty much everything you would find on the M4 Comp. This makes it much easier to live with than if it was too rough around the edges and lacking in the creature comfort department. With all that said, the big question is the M4 CSL worthy of its CSL badge? I think it is. I think BMW have made some good updates to make the car feel different enough to the standard competition. It's a limited run, so not many will be seen on public roads, which will be a shame, as I see this more of a collector's car that people want to buy and hold on to. Is it worth the £130,000 price tag? Well, that's up for debate. No doubt a lot of research went into making this car, but £40,000 more on top of a well-spec'd M4 is a pretty punchy move. Arguably though, you could say the same about the Alfa Romeo Giulia GT-AM. It's almost double the price of a standard Giulia Quadrifoglio, and whilst it makes absolutely no sense to buy one unless you have that money, your heart still tells you that you need one in your life. I would be keen to hear in the comments from BMW enthusiasts if the same rings true when you look at the BMW M4 CSL. Price aside, we have to appreciate these moments and these kind of cars. We've got to be grateful for them that they're still being produced. I'm a fan of this M4 CSL, it felt special to look at and it felt really good to drive. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon on the next one.